Can you hear us?
I can.
Give a thumbs up.
Thumbs up if you can hear us.
Okay.
Great. Okay. So we are going to be the first presentation for today, and we are going to talk about music in Kazakhstan and also China. First of all, I'll kind of like introduce ourselves. My name is Sophie, and I'm from China. Currently I'm a sophomore studying at UNC, studying applied math and information science. But I exchanged as an exchange student during high school, going to Mississippi for a year. So that's kind of
That would be why.
Okay. Hi, my name is.
Wait.
People are someone's saying they can't hear you.
Yeah.
Remind them to make sure that their audio is on.
Yeah.
Just mute their mic.
Remember to turn your audio on and just mute your mic to make sure you can hear us.
Yeah.
Okay, looks like it's
Okay,
Okay.
great.
Great. So you can. introduce yourself.
My name is Katya, and I am a freshman at Chapel Hill.
Mhm.
I'm studying environmental studies, and my family is originally from Kazakhstan, so I've been there to visit many times. They're Russian Kazakhs, so they many years ago moved from Russia to Kazakhstan. They've been living in Kazakhstan ever since. So.
Okay. So from my outlook, you know that I'm not mute their mic so that they can hear.
Is it my speakers?
So let me pull up our presentation. Sorry.
Fine.
Yeah.
If you could please mute your mic.
Are they hearing us?
If you don't mute your mic, we will be able to hear you.
Yeah. It'll be quite loud. Okay.
So here's in Capitol Hill, has it?
Yes.
And anyone mute their mic just so that we can hear everyone else better, or like I can keep on going on to our presentation. All right, you just go.
Okay, so I'm going to start with a presentation on Kazakhstan. So we're going to be talking about music.
Good morning.
We're going to be talking about music.
Don't say some of them are ever.
I'm going to be talking more about modern music, and not traditional folk music. So this is more of the music that's popular that you might hear on the radio. And a little bit of
We're going to have music, Kazakhstan and music.
So you might be wondering, where is Kazakhstan? And that's a good question. And if you know anything about it. Kazakhstan is located directly south of Russia. It's pretty far away from the United States, so it's understandable if you've never heard that much about it. It's the 7th largest country in the world, and it used to be part of the Soviet Union, which dissolved in the early 1990s and became a bunch of different countries, including Russia and Kazakhstan. And Kazakhstan is really a fusion of the Central Asian culture and Russian culture. And the picture you see is a picture of Astana, which is the capital of Kazakhstan, and it's a completely modern city. It's really crazy, and it's very cool.
It looks like a country that I've never known of.
They built it from the ground up.
Yeah.
So what about Kazakh music? Just like the country, it's a fusion of Russian and Kazakh styles and American influence, of course. So in the late 20th century, Kazakhstan was a part of the Soviet Union. As you can see, Kazakhstan is the purple right below the big country of Russia, and they used to be one nation. So in the late 20th century, like from the 1960s to the 1990s, most of the popular music in Kazakhstan was influenced by Russian singers. So I'm going to talk about a few of them. The first pretty famous Russian singer is named Aya Pugacheva, and she's incredibly famous in Russia. She was the most successful Russian performer in terms of record sales and popularity. She began her career in 1985, and she's still performing today. So you could probably compare her to Madonna in the United States. And this is a video of her from just last year. So she's still performing today, which is really impressive. And I'm just going to show a few seconds of this. Oh, it's gonna play a short ad.
This is weird. I thought there's no
It
ad.
didn't show ads before.
Yeah.
What's the matter? It's not down. I don't know what it is.
Okay, so that was just a short clip of Aya Pugacheva singing. And the next singer I'm going to talk about is named Viktor Tsoi. And he is one of the most popular Russian musical icons of all time. He was a pioneer of Russian rock. So he was a rock singer. He was a member of a band called Kino. And he's kind of similar to John Lennon from the Beatles, if you know what the Beatles are. He died in 1990, but he's still really popular today. There are entire radio stations in Russia devoted to him, and he's very popular in Kazakhstan too. Yeah, he's like Elvis.
Yeah,
almost.
that's like Elvis.
Yeah. So I'm gonna show a short clip by him also. People said they couldn't see it, so make sure that the YouTube volume is all the way up. Okay. Yeah.
It is.
We just turned the laptops mute. Oh, you'll have to unmute it so they don't the video. Oh, really? Can you hear them?
No, that's just the,
That's the
The
you
computer.
cannot hear others.
yeah, their mic is on, so it's okay. Yeah. But I think
But they'll be able to hear the YouTube video if they unmute their computer on mute.
I was able to hear it through.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, like when I had something in earphones, I can hear the video.
Yeah. Oh. So that was Viktor Tsoi singing Kukushka, which means cuckoo, and it's a song about war in Russia.
And I'm just going to see if there's a way that I can mute and other people.
You have the links to the videos, right?
Yeah, I do.
Because we can put the links in the chat.
Okay.
Okay, you can't hear the music, so
Yeah.
Okay.
you might want to just skip the rest of the videos and just talk
Okay.
about them.
Okay, sure. If you want to post the links, you can open. Do you have access to our PowerPoint?
I think so. I didn't send it to you.
Because
I
they're
do. I can.
okay. They're all in the PowerPoint.
Okay.
Okay. So from the late 1990s to today, Kazakhstan has changed a lot because the Soviet Union ended in the late 1990s, so Kazakhstan gained independence. And their modern day music is a fusion of popular Russian singers and Kazakh singers. So I'm going to talk about a few of these. Some really famous Russian singers include Nyusha and M-Band. And Russian popular music is very similar to music in America. It's influenced by American singers, and you can probably see some similarities. So the first singer that I'll talk about, her name is Nyusha, and she's kind of similar to Selena Gomez. Should I not play the video? Or
Yeah, we'll just share the links.
Okay, so we're gonna.
Do you know where it's
I have
It's-
them.
Okay, the link is on the first slide.
We're gonna share the links with you, but this is her singing a song called "Это Новый год," which means it's New Year, and New Year is a really huge celebration in Russia and Kazakhstan. It's even bigger than Christmas for most people, and this song is interesting because it was actually for a movie that is identical to the movie Frozen, but it's just a Russian version of Frozen. So, and it came out before Frozen in America, so I don't know who got the idea from who, but and then the next band that I'm going to talk about is named M-Band, and it's a boy band, and as you can tell, it's very similar to another boy band that we have here in America, One Direction.
Yeah.
But boy bands are also very popular in Russia.
Yeah, it's also popular in China, and I'll talk about later. So.
And then the next band I'm going to talk about is, this is a popular girls group in Kazakhstan, and they actually sing in Kazakh, the Kazakh language, and they're all Kazakh too. And the name, you might not be able to see it, it's a little cut off at the top, but they're called Keshu. And they're 3 women. They actually broke up in 2012, but before that they were one of the most popular groups in Kazakhstan, and they've had many #1 hits. The most popular member of the group is in the center, and her name is Janar Dugalova, and she currently has a solo career, so she's been really successful. And then this song is one of their most famous songs. It's called Rizamun, and it's basically singing about traditional Kazakh values, and they're wearing traditional Kazakh clothing the entire time. It's really beautiful. And even if you can't hear the sound, I'll just play a few seconds of it so you can see kind of what they look like, the clothing, and the scenery that they're filming it in, because it's filmed in the desert, grassy areas of Kazakhstan. I think is that enough? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and so you can see the outfits they're wearing are traditional Kazakh jewelry, and it's filmed in the steppe of Kazakhstan, which most of Kazakhstan is just made up of these giant swaths of open land and grass. So I talked about earlier about how the main singer in that group has gone on to have a solo career, and this is her, Janar Dugalova, and I'll play just a few seconds of this, but this is more modern, and you can tell that it's a little bit more similar to American music. Yeah, she looks completely different than in the other video.
Yeah.
Алдаysың, арманға жете алмайсың дейді олар. Шын бақыттан шалғайсың, жұлдыз болып жанбайсың. Шыңдарға шыға алмайсың, сындарға шыдамайсың дейді олар. Бұл әлем өзгермейді, қолынан түк дейді олар. Талпынсаң да сен мейлі, тағдыр жеңіс бермейді дейді. Сен мұндайсың.
And that song was called Aita Bersin, which means like let it speak or like let it be said. And this is the final video of Kazakh music that I'm going to show. And this is very similar to American music, probably the most out of Kazakh music. And this girl is named Ayumi, and she's a pop star in Kazakhstan. And I think you'll be able to notice the Western influence, but it's a very catchy song.
Басталар өмір жаңа.